Hi, in this video what I'm going to talk about is phase development. Now phase development is all about giving your customers a release at any point in time so they have something to work with while they keep on building and incrementing and creating something a bit better. So what you do is you build some release, and then you, after finish building it, you release that build into the customer's hands in order for them to use while you're busy building the next release model. You have to remember, phase development is all about giving the customer that release in their hands while you can continue to build. So you have to also remember that while I'm going to talk about a lot of incremental development models in this particular video, that things such as prototyping, which we've covered before, actually is a type of phase development. Now, in phase development, you have two main types. You have incremental development and iterative development. Incremental development is all about successfully adding on more and more functionality. So in your first release, say you're building a media player, perhaps you can't fast forward. In initial release. All you could do is play and stop the file, and then in the next release you could fast forward and rewind the track and that kind of thing. Iterative development is we're going to present you with all the features, but perhaps they're not that great. We're going to actually just try to improve each of the features we've given from the first release, so on. So if you're also thinking about like a media player example, perhaps we actually have a fast forward, but with the next release, perhaps we could fast forward different rates, perhaps times 2, times 4, times 16, or something like that. So here, this diagram is actually showing you a simple idea of what phase development might be like. So, you could go through your requirements analysis, design, implementation, and system test, and then you demonstrate that release to the customer. And then you repeat that again, and you demonstrate the slightly larger system, whether it's incremental or iterative, to the customer, and you just keep repeating that process over and over. So you can see it's just like a whole bunch of mini waterfalls, just repeating itself over and over until you get to the point where you have something that you can say, well, we're done. So here we're going to go into a little bit more into one that you've seen in a lot more textbooks, where instead of just taking the waterfall approach and repeating it over and over, we're actually going to pipeline each of the stages of the development model and release. So no, we don't have to wait until we've completed all the steps of the first waterfall in order to move on to the next increment or the next feature build. We can actually pipeline those stages, and the level and degree of pipeline and parallelism that you have is usually dictated by the size of a design team and how you can actually separate out the feature delivery and how well you can plan that out. Okay, so here in this model we're actually going to talk about the stage delivery. Now stage delivery, unlike having a pipeline of the of successive type waterfalls, here what we do is we take the concept into requirements and an architectural design, just like we would in the waterfall, and then after we actually have a good idea of what the big overall picture of the design is, we're going to separate it out in a whole bunch of different stages, and then we start delivering it out in a whole bunch of planned stages from 1 to say n, where each stage we do the detailed design, the code, debug, the test, and we deliver that to the customer each time. So moving from stage delivery, we could actually get to what we call evolutionary delivery, which is somewhere in between what we're talking about in terms of incremental and prototyping. And again, remember, all of these are types of incremental approaches. All these are types of phased approaches. So evolutionary delivery, just like stage delivery, starts off with concept, the preliminary requirements analysis, and a design of the architecture and system core. But instead of delivering things in stages, where it's planned, we can actually just kind of cycle then by just developing a version, sort of like prototyping, delivering that version, getting customer feedback on the version, and then incorporating that into a new and better and improved product. And then we just keep doing that cycle over and over until you run out of time, money, or you complete a set number of iterations maybe, or God forbid, maybe the customer is actually satisfied by the time you're done. Okay, and well, that's about it for phase development in this video. Tune in to the next one. Thanks.